Hey, you guys, welcome back. Coffee with Karen. How's it going today? Click. That's not a very positive one, is it? So this is my funny mug bunions. Why? I had another video earlier this week or last week. But I decided this is actually really perfect for some topics. So, um, but trigger warning on this. So we're going to be talking about, well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So I'm recording this the day before because I'm not going to be able to record it tomorrow morning. And when I get up, so I don't totally have bedhead because, well, if you think I have bedhead right now, then that's not good because I just styled my hair. So this is what styled hair looks like on me. It looks just like my bedhead, basically. So, yeah, so we're getting a new air conditioner put in tomorrow on December 20th. You know, they've got lots of time in December to put air conditioners in. Our air conditioner died the last day of heat, like high heat this summer. So everything always works out for us. So we had one day without the air conditioner. And so we've had time to get it together. So we're putting it in tomorrow. Anyways, they're coming at like 7:30 in the morning. So I wanted to talk about this. Okay, so I'm going to do this in a way that doesn't expose anybody directly because it wouldn't be appropriate. But there is a person on YouTube, and if you do know who this is based on my description, I'd prefer if you not put it in the comments because it's not important. Because there's nothing like if a bunch of people went on his YouTube channel and made a bunch of comments, it's not going to make a difference. It's just not like that's not where I think our focus needs to be. I just wanted to explore this a little bit because it's more for me an aha. So because the algorithms, as you know, feed us kind of the things that we like to watch. So if you're left-leaning politically, you're going to see more left-leaning videos. If you're open to spirituality, you're going to see more videos that are exploring spirituality or angel card readings, or that's probably why I came across your feed, okay? If you are right-leaning or if you're more Christian, like practicing Christianity and not spirituality necessarily, but like the stricter. I don't even know how to describe it, and I don't mean to demean it. I just don't know how to describe it without sounding like I'm demeaning it because I'm not, but like religious and following the Bible and that sort of thing. Okay. So in my experience only, when people are strong, and this is my right hand, so I'm going over to the right, but your right is over here, obviously. So when people are strong religiously, in my experience, which is limited, but there's billions and billions of people in the world, so this is probably a huge generalization. What I have experienced is that when they are strong religious, that the exploration of the spirituality and the personal growth from a different perspective it's just different, okay? Where their personal growth would come from whatever the Bible says and whatever their preachers say, okay? So this person is on YouTube and in my opinion, master manipulator. And it helped me actually see what's going on the right politically. And what is it that people are talking about 45 in a way that, he's the savior or whatever. And so this channel came across my feed, which is quite interesting. And so I thought, oh, okay, that's interesting. I'm just going to listen to it. And I listened with an open mind. I really tried to. I really tried to listen to open mind. Because, like in one video, again, you might identify who this is if you know. But please, again, don't put it in the comments because it's just not the energy. I'm not trying to call anybody out. I'm just exploring this idea, okay? So, in what I think is master manipulation rather than authenticity. And I did ask the SGs. In fact, I was tempted to like literally listen to his videos and write down the things he's saying and then do an SG session on it, on exactly what he's saying. And I still might. You'll have to let me know if you want me to do that. I would do it without calling him out because that's not my intention. Well, the SGs said, it's really up to me, but I don't know that that's where I want to put my energy, But it's more like it's just very interesting. So he's basically, the one video I watched, the first one I watched, he didn't mention 45 at all. But I was a little, you kind of expect it. You kind of expect it when you see somebody who's got a cross. I don't know. There's just a certain vibe, right? There's just a vibe. And it's not everybody. Like I've seen, like there's a Reverend, I think it's Trevor Edwards or Edward, I can't remember. I haven't watched him for a little while. But he's a Reverend and he explores things like I do. He's not like, and he doesn't think 45 is a prophet and all this kind of stuff. But, okay, so this guy is like, he's an older guy, white man. I want to say, of course, and he's probably like 70. And so he's given this message as if he's channeling God, basically. And he like jerks like this, which I think is a physical issue he has. Like it almost could be like Tourette's syndrome or something, or because of his age, who knows? But he says it's like the energy of God when he's talking, and I just feel totally manipulated. And it would have been fine. I would have really been open-minded to what he was talking about until he started talking about how God took him through the White House and the secret meetings of how Trump and his cabinet, and we need to pray for them, and how they're going to save the Republic. And I'm just like, they're going to save the Republic. And what else was he saying? That, the deep state, he's after the deep state and all this kind of stuff. And then to read the comments, you guys, this is what I'm talking about. Like, people really believe this stuff. And am I the one to say it's not true? No, but I feel totally manipulated by it. So, because, when I'm listening to people who channel, like Archangel Raphael or Archangel, people channel like the Z's, Lee Harris Energies channels the Z's. When spiritual beings talk through some of the channelers I listen to, they don't have an agenda. They don't have an agenda. You can tell the difference. Okay, like what would you put in the comments? Tell me, what would you put on this mug right now? Like agenda, 1 star, terrible, wouldn't recommend. And an agenda, I can tell the difference. I don't know. Can you tell the difference? It's the minute he started like being very specific, I thought, you a-hole. And then the people in the comments, I'm praying for 45 and his family to save the Republic. And I was going to comment and I thought, no, it's not going to make any difference. He'll probably hide me anyways. And I was just going to say, this is the person who got chosen, the person who acts like that. Like that it just doesn't, it's not common sense. And he is literally saying all these things that God is saying to him. And maybe they are. Maybe God is saying it to him through a mental illness. I'm sorry, but that's my opinion. Maybe he has a mental illness and God is saying that to him. I don't know. I mean, even when the SGs talk through me, I'm always like, I mean, I'm open to the idea that it may just be my energy. I'm open to, and again, all the channelers that I listen to, they are not saying they help us understand the energy of things that are going on, which I believe God would do. Like that's how God would guide us. I don't believe God is telling people that specific about 45 and somebody who acts like that. I just don't, I can't, I feel manipulated and it's a 1 star for me. Terrible, would not recommend. But again, the people in the comments, it's actually the people in the comments that are a little bit more disturbing. The whole like, I mean, how gullible can you be? You're telling me that anyone who says that they can get messages from God, that you just, and it's the same thing. Don't just, use discernment on my channel too. If I'm doing an angel card reading and it just doesn't feel legit to you, or if I'm doing the SGs and it use discernment. I am not here to tell you one way or the other, but he was, and then people like, how gullible can you frickin' be? Is that just what it is on the other side? I don't know the other side. I mean, people who follow religion, it's like, come on, critical thinking. I was going to do something about no critical thinking skills. 1 star. Terrible. Would not recommend. Isn't this going to be great to use the mug this way? And I got a huge amount of these white labels. Huge amount. I was going to label like little jars or something. And I mean, there's like 5,000 of them. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I could totally use this. Although I'm trying to, talk about positive stuff on the channel, but this is going to be fun. I don't know. It's but it does help. It helped me to understand, really what I'm doing on this channel is exploration. It's exploring things that we deal with and then talk about it from a spiritual perspective, and this, it's like, I don't even understand. I don't really understand it. I don't understand, like, even when people like, and it's unfortunate because people who raise their hands, in glory or whatever, it feels, whoops, my TV just turned on. Because it's a bad, it is a bad energy for me because it feels very manipulative. It just feels like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know if you guys feel that way too, or if anybody here does. And it's fine if you do it. I'm not saying it's wrong to do it. But if I'm in a space where people are doing that, or even see it, it's just too, I think I feel because of my experience with people who, again, the people who are commenting on this guy's channel, the no critical thinking skills, the just blindly going, believing what he was saying. There's nobody, he might be hiding comments, but there's like nobody saying anything different. And to me, it's like the reason I chose being manipulated is because this guy's a narcissist. I'm sorry. He's like, he has an agenda. He wants people to believe this about 45, and he's making money doing it. And he comes off quite believable. But I'm just like, and yeah, if I didn't have the SGs, I'd have to find the answers within myself. And I did, because, I just used the SGs to confirm it. And I asked, is this guy legit? And they said no. So, but I just don't understand. Is this how we're raising kids in the Catholic Church, basically? Is this what happens in the Catholic Church? Is they're raised to just blindly believe everything they're told by anyone who says that they're a prophet or that they speak to God or they're a priest or whatever? Is that how they're taught? Is that what it is? Because that's cult-like behavior for sure, So that's really disconcerting. because, and I did grow up a little bit in the Catholic Church. I went to CCD. I just bored the hell out of me. I just never, I got confirmed. And then my mom left the Catholic Church because they wouldn't let her go to communion unless her and my dad got annulled. And she's like, heck no, I'm not getting annulled from a guy who just left me for another person with 4 children who he had been cheating on with her. So, no, my mom's like, no, I'm not doing that. We were married. So that's like, so that he could be forgiven type of thing, like as if they were never married. That's so manipulative. So that's my, kind of my beef with the Catholic Church. That's from my upbringing. But I just, I don't remember, maybe I do remember feeling manipulated by the whole thing, or that it was kind of cult-like. Maybe that's why I never really got into it. Like I just never really understood what they were talking about or bought it, I don't know. But is that what's going on? It's like people who have more experience who, but on the other hand, like, again, I only have like my husband's experience growing up, who family, very strong Catholics. No, it wasn't the same. They did not act like that. They don't act like that. They don't go just blindly, they're not gullible. They're not, they're all Democrats too, most of them. So I don't know. It's like, maybe it's just the extreme. I don't know. Like, why? How do people just so blindly? And I think that's something that we're going to have to deal with, because this guy can pretty much say anything like, God doesn't want anybody but white men to be living in the United States, I mean, he could say anything. Whatever feeds his ego is what he's going to say. Whatever he wants the republic to be, he's going to say on a video. He's going to have some title that says, God told me this. And then he sits there and he talks and he jerks like that. In the first video that I watched, he didn't say why he was jerking. I just watched him, just open-minded, just watching and listening. And then, because I found a lot of people just through YouTube, just that come in my feed, and I'm open-minded and I listen. And if it works for me, then I'll stay. If it doesn't, then I'll just scoot along. I don't need to make comments about how I disagree or anything, which I was tempted to in here, but I thought, why waste my energy? I'm kind of past that. I would have done that like 8 weeks ago before the election, but I don't know. So it just got me exploring more of what the heck, do you guys want to see what's going on outside right now? Whoop, up. Can you see that? I don't even know if you can see it because it's so white. It's not that white. It's just the camera, but it's snowing right in the window right next to my Christmas tree. It's so pretty. It's so pretty, except my husband's driving right now. I figured I would record this right now because he usually comes home about now, but he's probably going to be a little late because he's probably going slower. So safe driving to him on his way home. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. So this is a short one. I don't really feel in the mood to do an angel card after this conversation. Let me go see what angel deck I have. Maybe they'll give us a message about this. Okay, hang on a sec. Okay, well, let's just see. I'm going to use the Angel Tarot cards by Radley Valentine. And I got a little booklet. So let's just see. This is like my very first deck and kind of the one I go to most often. But I've gotten so many cool new decks that you probably haven't seen these for a little while if you've been hanging out here. So I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides and guardians, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect this channel so it's only of the light. Amen. Hey, you guys, can you give us a message here from what we were just talking about in terms of this person I've found on YouTube and saying, that 45 is sent here by God, basically, to do, like, to take down the deep state, which is basically the Democrats, and to save the republic, as he's our savior. Do you have a message for us? Yeah, they've got lots of messages. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm getting a lot of them popping out, so I just had to read that one and see if it made any sense. But I'm learning to use my intuition on this. I could actually, if I'm not quite sure, I would ask the SGs, like, is that the card you wanted? I did that yesterday, actually, in my coffee with Karen. So what message do you guys have for us about this? People who are, okay. All right, just one. Okay. Oh, there's two. Dang. Just because I don't know how long I have to record. Okay. Let's see. Okay. See, this will confuse me. So I don't know if this is the best deck for this. It might confuse me, but we'll see. So people who are really good at tarot would actually probably be better. But this is slightly different. Okay, so 8 of Earth. So I'm just going to scoot along. So skilled work. Oh, yeah, okay. Skilled work is rewarded. Learning all there is to know about a topic, going back to school. Okay, so my intuition right there is just saying skill work. So he's skilled at what he's doing, and it's being rewarded, basically. Okay, yeah, okay, so that's a confirmation card. I don't know how you saw it, but I'm just kind of going fast. I'll read a little bit if we have time, but that's just kind of how I saw it. So let's see what the message is. Okay, so this is 4 of Air. Okay, time to rest or take a vacation, allowing more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, does that give you anything based on the conversation? So this is more validation to me. This is like a validation card that they're hearing us. Yeah, this guy is just skilled. He's skilled at what he's doing, and it's being rewarded. He's learned all there is to know about a topic, which was like, the Bible or whatever, and he can talk about that kind of stuff. So let's see, which is why it's interesting when 2 cards pop out, because I don't always ask. I don't think I've ever asked about validation. So I should. I like the validation cards, but I kind of like it when they just give them to me. Okay, so the 4 of Air. It's time to rest, take a vacation, or just create time to regroup and regenerate. Retreat from the world. Okay, so obviously the angels know I'm a little annoyed by this person. And so it's actually a good message for all of us, right? When we stumble across something that, because, and I did ask the SGs prior to even recording this, that this was a good topic to talk about. Because sometimes I just want to be careful when I'm exposing, like what I'm bringing to the world, and they said yes. But remembering that there are billions and billions of ways to see the world and to approach things. Okay. So take a vacation or just create time to regroup and regenerate. Retreat from the world and any stress or concerns. If you've been ill, focus upon healing and don't rush back into action. So it's really about retreat from the world and any stress or concerns, because that's what he's doing is not my concern, right? What he's doing is I can walk away from it. Do I like it that he's being manipulative? No. It's 1 star for me. Terrible, would not recommend. Is it worth my time to listen to his videos and then try to prove him wrong? No, not at all, right? Would you even be interested in that? Because that's not the space we want to be in, right? Certainly not the space I want to be in, and it'll just make me irritated the whole time I'm working on it, which if I watched some of his videos, it could take me a while. So you need some time alone. The situation requires significant reflection on your part. Yep, it does. It requires significant reflection, which is exactly what I'm doing here. And so I just love your thoughts on this topic about the religious aspect of, is it manipulation? Is it, are we not teaching discernment at all? You know, meditation may provide the answers you seek if you've exhausted all intellectual possibilities for the solution. So I don't think so. I'm just asking, like, the intellectual possibilities would be what you guys say, really, you know? So other people who are listening to this, if you read some of the comments, I'm sure there's going to be quite some enlightened ideas, because I'm very positive that this community will leave that, because I've seen many, many enlightened contributions to the channel. So additional meanings of the card: the need to get more sleep, allowing more time before making a choice, and the end of a stressful period. Yay. Feeling mentally exhausted. So we'll just take the end of a stressful period. How about that? All right. You know, I got to trust the cards. You got to trust them. There's a message in there. Sometimes I don't see it right away. Like, I just prefer it to be so obvious. You know what I mean? But you got to dig sometimes. You got to dig and think about it. So, all right. Well, thanks. I would love to hear what you have to say about this topic. I hope it wasn't triggering for too many people, but I do kind of talk about triggering things sometimes. And not in a, hopefully not, I'm not trying to trigger you, but just because that's the exploration of what's going on in our lives. And then hopefully coming back to perspective is really my goal. So, because that's my goal for myself. So you're allowing me this processing time, which I really, really appreciate. And if you're not subscribed, and if that little thing doesn't work for you, it may be because you don't have notifications turned on your phone or something, but there's a subscribe button right below this video too. So please subscribe, give us a like. All right, have a great one. Bye-bye.